Today we are sharing 15 quick reasons why you are going to want to move to Salem, Oregon. And we are two relocation specialists, real estate agents, also Oregonian natives. We've both lived here our whole lives.
Wow,
but
good term.
We work with a lot of relocation buyers, people who are moving to Oregon from all over. We love it. By the way, if that is you, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to work with you as well. I will put our contact information below. But we don't know. We did not come up with this list, by the way. So we don't quite know what to expect. But we're going to give you our honest feedback based off of two people who live here and work with a lot of people that move here. So,
this is Oregonian 101.
Let me
tell you a story though. This morning, I wake up. We need something to do. My daughter and I got a 4-year-old basically now, and it's raining. It's pretty normal this time of year to go outside, at least in the rain. Okay, a lot of people do it. There's hiking trails, there's walking trails, there's paths everywhere, there's parks. So for whatever reason, I say, you know what? Let's not play inside today. Let's go enjoy the outdoors because we live in Oregon. I got to teach her that this is just what you do in the season. And just because there's rain coming down from the clouds does not mean you need to stay inside 24/7. So what did we do? We put on our boots, we put on a raincoat, we had a little hood on, and we took a walk. And it was beautiful. We played in mud puddles, leaves are on the ground, and it was a good 1.5 mile walk. And she stuck with it up hills, but it was at a beautiful park. A beautiful park with monuments, an old historic house built in 1887. I mean, it's pretty fun to do, though. And
right
being
downtown.
in Oregon, it's not abnormal to go outside in the rain. And it's only 45 degrees outside. I would say that's pretty cold when it's raining. I mean, you get wet, you get cold, you want to go inside and find a heater. The best thing is, after this walk's done, it was about an hour and 15 minutes of being outside together, talking and walking and just, hooping and hollering like little kids do. We're excited to get in the car because we're a little cold and we blast the heater on. But it's like one of those activities you do being in Oregon, and it's not abnormal to be outside and get a little wet. There's dogs out there and people.
You're not the only ones at the park.
You're not the only ones at the park.
Even though it's raining. Yeah.
So that's a little story time of being an Oregonian.
So that could be a negative thing, but we're gonna talk. If you don't like the rain, but we're gonna talk about the good things, the 15 reasons why you want to move to Salem specifically. That's a good thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing depending on who you are.
I thought it was great.
Okay,
bonding.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay, the first thing is
natural
in the great outdoors.
Seriously, nothing better than grounding.
It is really beautiful.
All
here,
right, I'm gonna shut my yap. You get going. Get going.
Okay. The first reason why you want to move here is we are close to Portland, but still have small town charm. So I know for me, I've been able to go to Portland. I don't know, very frequently, especially lately with things. I feel like there's just been a lot going on there with the holidays that are now over. But over the holidays, there was a lot happening there, events and things, family things and just fun stuff going on downtown Portland and all the surrounding areas. So I enjoy being able to go there frequently. It's only an hour drive without traffic, depending on where, what side of town you're coming from. I always plan it to leave at a time where I'm not going to hit the traffic. So it's honestly never really a big deal for me unless there's an accident and I get stuck or whatever. But I do plan around traffic. But what I love is we get to live close enough to enjoy having just more things to do in Portland. There's definitely a lot more to do than in Salem, but we don't have to deal with the traffic all the time, all day. We don't have to deal with the higher home prices and all of that. So that's that is a pro. Okay. Number 2 is promising projected job growth.
I see that though.
Yeah.
There's buildings, and I mean, it's nothing like Seattle base or LA base where there's always skyscrapers. By the way, Salem has this weird law.
Yeah.
And if you wonder why Salem doesn't have these high-rise buildings or multiple just buildings, I guess you could say. I said buildings twice.
Skyscrapers.
But you can't build anything higher than our Oregon State Capitol.
He's the tallest man in town.
He's the tallest man in town, exactly. Yeah. And so that's always been a little hang up with people. They're like, well, where's your city? You ain't got a big city. There's only this little downtown area. Yeah. There's buildings being built. There's condos being built all around, but it can't be higher than our state capital. So it really holds visually the city back, I believe. And so that's why if you need the next big city charm, you're going to be going to Portland or Eugene or Roseburg, something like that.
Yeah.
Portland, I would say, is your best bet, though.
The next reason is there is no state sales tax.
I think that's cool.
We are 1 hour, for Salem specifically, we are 1 hour from both beaches and the mountains. That's true. We don't go to the beach here enough.
Not near as enough. My parents go to the beach on the occasion.
Often, yeah.
They got the world mark, and I mean, it's one of those timeshare scenarios.
Yeah.
And simply, I don't really go to the beach here in Oregon, to be honest.
They have really beautiful
We go
beaches.
like once, twice a year.
Yeah.
Other than that,
But for being so close. But it's not the kind of beach where you're going to be swimming in the ocean, laying in the sun. It's definitely a different experience. Okay.
Different
you might get a
coastal
few
towns.
nice days. You know, obviously
do.
you'll get some days in the summer that are warmer. But even then, it's like when it's, I feel like it's always a little colder there because it's the
when
beach
I go
town
to
or
the beach,
whatever,
I'm
but-
ripping it up on my dirt bike or quad.
Yeah.
Because we got beautiful sand dunes. So another outdoor activity, there you go. And you can do that at the beach.
Community events year round, from farmers markets to festivals. That is true for Salem. I think that you do have to look for them. I don't think that if you're just waiting to drive by a community event, you might see something, but like you're gonna have to look at like Facebook events or, you know, there's
I'm glad you mentioned that.
places
Though.
to look
Pro
online,
tip, just
but
go on
yeah.
Facebook, see what Facebook events are in
Yeah.
particular towns. You might surprise yourself
Yeah.
because there's always something going on, whether it's a farmer's market. It could be in a smaller town too. It doesn't have to be the city.
Yeah.
You just put a town that you're located or close in, there's usually going to be an event posted on that site. And it's kind of fun if you just show up and be like, what's going to happen? You know, it kind of puts like an adventure to your evening.
The next one is affordable cost of living compared to many other Oregon cities. And that's true. I mean, there are, so just to give an idea, because a lot of our clients are people who are moving here and have never been here. So sometimes they're still in that like deciding where to live phase. And there are many towns that are on the outskirts of Salem that are smaller, more rural towns, less to do, less going on, but you're going to see a little bit lower home prices. And then there are towns that are, I would say pretty much all the other towns that are equal in size or bigger in Oregon are going to be quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah, there
Bend.
are just some desirable towns
Yes.
too. You know, like Turner, Oregon, for instance, right at the outskirts of Salem.
Right, but then home prices have gone up.
That
there so
sales
much, it's,
price
like,
has just
not-
escalated to
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
pretty astronomically high for these lots. I mean,
Yeah.
and there's variables because of school districts and that type of thing. But I mean, I like what you mentioned though about our average sales price. I would
Corvallis
consider
is
us
more
to be
expensive.
somewhat lower than the national average.
Yeah.
And you know, we could compare it because I've been looking across the nation of, hey, what's a good place for an investment property, or what's a good place that's reasonable to sell off and maybe purchase with cash. And, you know, if you go to these western states, especially the western oceans, it's just as unaffordable as here on the West Coast, Oregon, California, Washington.
times.
I mean, it's pretty weird in similarities in versus what you're getting. I'm just not sure if it's quite worth it. Not, you know what I mean? I'm spitting
No, I know
out
what you
words
mean.
here,
I know
but
what you
you have to really assess what's a good scenario for you based off your living situation, your work conditions, your family lifestyle.
Yeah, even let's just take Albany, for example, as a town a lot of our clients choose to move to because it is on the outskirts of Salem, about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on, you know, where you're coming from and going south. And it's gotten more expensive to where it's like you're maybe could find something a little bit lower price, but it's not like you're going to be saving like $100,000 or like
That's
like
the
you're not
thing.
going to be getting that much more for your money there. Maybe just a little bit more for your money. So
Yeah. I'm just in a spot
I
right
think
now
so.
where if I want it, I go get it. I want to be 5-10 minutes away. I don't
Yeah.
want to drive 30 minutes into town just
Right.
to save, you know, $20,000-$30,000 on a mortgage.
convenience is very nice, and that's a great thing about Salem is there's a lot of convenient neighborhoods. Okay, next is picture perfect historic downtown. Yeah, the downtown, it is it's small, like Spencer said, but it's a cute downtown. A lot of the buildings are still historic, which is super cool to see. They even have the Reed Opera House, which is like a historic
I got to
mall.
go to an event there.
It was, I
gotta
don't
go.
know when it was built, but it's really, really historic and it's really cool to
fun.
see. Yeah.
It's a fun theater too.
It's neat. Okay, next is diverse job markets with opportunities across many industries.
Absolutely. I mean, guys, we got Amazon, the tech industries. We got, entrepreneurship. There's a lot of cool things. The medical fields.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. If you look at the Beaverton, Portland area, even here in Salem
specifically, we have a great
all
hospital.
These cities or towns, I would say, going along the I-5 corridor, it makes it doable to where you don't actually have to live in that town. You can travel from another based off your price budget. And that's why the real estate is a really unique opportunity for you if you're moving across state on a budget, especially. We've dealt with so many clients over the years that, they don't live in the state or the city that they actually work in because the price is just a little bit cheaper elsewhere. That's 15 minutes away because we have the opportunity with the I-5 corridor. And it's a remarkable thing to be using. Like, you can go to Portland and be there in 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Education hub with multiple college campuses in town.
Man, dude, the college campuses are fun too.
We have Willamette University, which is a private college. It's like historic buildings.
So many opportunities.
So beautiful just to walk through the campus. It's downtown-ish. And then there's a Chemeketa Community College. Am I missing something? I don't know if there's more colleges here.
No, you got Willamette. You got a branch of Western Oregon downtown as well. You got Chemeketa Community College. Yeah. And then like I said, though, there are other outside. There's the state colleges, right, that are only 35, 40 minutes down the road.
Every direction.
You got Western Oregon in Independence, Monmouth area. That's a 20-minute drive across the West Salem Bridge. In proximity, there's options. And I do like having options. There's also trade schools as well, all locally to us. And I have a few high schoolers, believe it or not, in this really unique trade school. It's on Lancaster Drive, and they're specifically teaching kids out of high school to be licensed with their trade while in high school.
Really cool.
I thought it's a really unique opportunity. I never got that, and I'd maybe be there just to explore some options I never knew existed. Being a 14 to 18-year-old kid, and understanding that state college might not be in my best interest. I could go out and make money and then have a certificate right away.
That's cool that they have that. The next is easy commuting with a location right on I-5. Yeah, so it's that's one of the reasons I love Salem. I really just love the location of it.
Yeah.
Even if I wanted to live somewhere else that sounded better, I just like where it's located. So it's a great.
We did
it's
miss
a good
Corbin
location.
Community College, not community, but Corbin University.
Corbin University, another college here, right?
I want to make sure we include that one.
Can't forget about them. Right in Salem, Salem exactly. Okay, the next is extensive public transit system. Now, I don't necessarily ride the bus system.
Seems like there's
here,
a bus everywhere, though.
But there are bus stops in a lot of different neighborhoods and areas, which is really convenient for people who don't or can't drive. Rich local history and culture. Yeah. Just going downtown, you'll see some of the businesses like at the Grand Hotel. Whoopsies. If you're in the area, go check it out. It's a beautiful, building. There's a nice restaurant in there, but they have like pictures throughout of just old Salem in like the early 1900s. And it's just so cool to see that.
Yeah. If you're down central Salem area, there's always going to be some type of monument statue, especially in the Willamette University district of Salem next to the Capitol. Yeah. There's going to be historical figures, the riverfront, the Bush Park, Willamette University. Yeah. It's like these cool little like points that I would say you can walk to in a one-day thing. And when it's spring, summertime, it's a really fun thing to do. Activity, treasure hunts are always available to be doing to understand the rich history that Oregon has to offer, Salem specifically.
Beautiful historic architecture. It's true. Downtown area, some really pretty buildings.
I love the hand-carved stuff.
Yeah. Even there is, very small amounts, but there is one neighborhood in particular, the Bush Park neighborhood with beautiful historic homes and like historic architecture, and it's close to the downtown area. So that's really neat to see.
Preserving Salem.
Yes.
That's what I call it.
Amazing parks and gardens. We won't go into this because we've done so many videos before talking, and Spencer gave us a beautiful representation of one park that he went to today, but we have done so many videos where we've talked about parks in Salem, just because it's one thing we really love about it here is there are a lot of great parks. So head over to our channel and you can find more information on that. And then it is set in the heart of wine country.
Yeah.
So
we haven't touched on wine in quite a while.
There's wineries in Salem, and there's wineries all around Salem. So if you like wineries, if you like a good cheese board, you like a good view, then
no, it's weird.
It's a good
thing. I don't even drink wine, but I want to go to a winery.
It's still fun to go to a winery if you don't like wine.
I know.
It's still fun to
I don't
just
know
go.
if that's weird. Maybe it's not weird, but like it's a beautiful scenery is my point though. It's usually we got a high, nice view. It's a hillside view. You get food served to you. If you do wine, you drink wine there too. You sample, you can do a boat. Yeah. I mean, I love it because the atmosphere, it's different. It's a culture. It's an experience. And if we're going out paying for a service, go and get an experience at this service. And I really do think these wineries provide you with a good service, whether it's here in Salem, the Yamhill Carlton area, or in the Yamhill County area. Yeah. I think it's a fun opportunity. If you don't have many around you where you currently live, if you're traveling to Oregon, go experience a wine tour. They're kind of fun.
All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We come on here every single week, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. And also, if you are somebody who is thinking about relocating to Oregon, Salem, or anywhere in the surrounding areas, we cover a pretty good area, pretty big area, I guess you could say. Don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to work with you. I'll put my contact information below.